ready. But obviously us, being already with Coach Cliff for 1 year, having pretty much the same team with the addition of a few new guys, it's going to help us. It's not starting from scratch. We already have something that we can just build on.
That's what I was going to ask you. Evan said, "Thank goodness we don't have to start over again after having been through so many coaching changes." How nice is it to have that continuity?
It's great. Not having to come and introduce yourself to a new coach. Hey, nice to meet you again. It's fun. But that's a big part of the NBA. You look at all the best teams that had success over many of years. They have the same core of players. They have the same coach, and that helps a lot. There's the familiarity, knowing others around you, building that chemistry, knowing what's expected of you, knowing what you do out there. You gotta make small tweaks here and there, but the basics are gonna stay the same, and so that's very important. And I think that's gonna help us a lot. And you could see as year went on, last year we got better because at the beginning all was new for us. You're trying to break the old habits that you had from before, and put in the new things that coach wants to do. And as year went on, we play better. So I think that if we can carry on from last year, it'd be good for us to start good from the beginning.
How good can this team be?
I think we have a lot of potential, a lot of talent, and we can achieve good things. How good can it be? It's hard to put a number on it. As far as seed-wise or number of wins, and I don't think we really want to do that. We just want to keep working, keep bringing every day, every game, and see where that takes us. But I believe that we can do better than last year. But it's going to take more work and more dedication than that it took us last year.
How challenging was it to kind of break some of those bad habits last season before you guys really got going?
Just takes time. It's not necessarily bad or good habits. It's just habits that you have from playing for one coach, another coach, or playing one way or a different way, and you just have to learn to switch those and adjust to whatever Coach Cliff wants us to do. And so it just takes time. It took us some time. And obviously, as you guys know, you follow us every day, but it's just repetition every day, willingness to do it, communication. But I thought we did a good job of actually switching things over pretty quick and just weren't as consistent. Once we became consistent with it, it showed.
You guys were 20-31, then you were 22-9. Can you be the 22-9 team over a full season? What's it going to take to be that team a full season?
Being consistent with what makes us good, understand what is it that makes us good, not go away from it, stick to what worked from us, and that's what we did at the end of the year. We were very good at executing our stuff, and has to start with our defense. We're one of the best teams on the defensive end last 30 games of the year, and we have to start with that. Our offense. We have some good firepower, but we obviously don't have the great scorers of this league, and we have to understand that. But our defense can be there for us every day, every game, and build from that. And then other things will come. But I think that we can be. We just have to bring it every day and understand that now teams are also going to look at us differently. Last year we're trying to get there. Now we're kind of in there, so teams are going to try to take us out, and we have to be ready for that.
What will you seek to do better yourself?
Everything. Try to improve in every area of my game. Whatever it is. Obviously, I think my role will be same or bigger this upcoming year. Try to take more of a leadership role, but just everything really. Nothing too specific. I've talked about different things with Cliff, and so I don't have to reinvent myself or do anything crazy different than I did last year. Just improve upon it.
This team and a lot of guys compete in the World Cup this summer. How do you think that affects this upcoming season?
I think it could help us. The four of us that played, it was good for us to get those games in during the summer. We finished in first week of May or something, and it was good to get us some games. Play some competitive basketball, play some meaningful games. And it was very different. Play the FIBA games in here. So I think that adjustment as well can help you learn new things, adjust. So it was a fun experience, but I think that the four of us that did play will be a boost for us. We'll come in already ready to play, good game shape, and at the same time we also got some Cam, Al Farouk and myself. We finished a little earlier. I haven't played few more days than us, but it'll still give us 2-3 weeks of rest before we can start game.
We've talked about when you're a great player and you're coming off a great season. Now the change is teams are going to defend you differently. It's going to be the same with Terrence. Is that an adjustment you have to kind of look for as teams are going to send more doubles your way and more attention your way?
Yeah, for sure. But it's a challenge you want to take on. When you achieve high level in this league, you want to do whatever you can to maintain it or even do better. And so it's a sign of respect that you're going to get from other teams, and you have to figure it out and adjust on it. So it's a challenge I'm looking forward to. It's what I wanted. It's what I always wanted, and I think I can do it and even do better than I did last year.
Coach, how can Markel help this team this season?
He can help us in many ways. Big guard. Can get to the ring, get up and down the court. Can use his size on defensive end. I haven't seen much of him because I was at the World Cup and then I came here a little later. But from what I saw a little bit, a very talented player, a very good player. Just at the same time, we have to understand that it's going to take him some time to get back to where he can be at his best. He hasn't really played consistently in the last 2 seasons. He was playing a little bit off position in Philly, so it wasn't easy for him, being #1 pick and everything. So, but that's we're going to be there for him, support him, however long time he takes to get back and to be at his best. We'll be there for him. But once he's there, and I'm sure he's going to help us a whole lot. He was a #1 pick for a reason. I watched him when he played for Washington, so a very, very talented player, and he's still young, so I think he's going to really help us a lot because it's kind of the type of player we need. We need some outside guys that can really handle, create for himself, for others. I think he can do that.
Coach, you touched on it in July when you were here. You feel like last year wasn't that big of a outlier, that you're going into your prime. That it's kind of the start of your greatest years. Is that because you're mentally stronger than you've ever been?
Yeah, that's a big part of it, for sure. Just the way I look at the game now, the way I approach the game now is much different than a few years ago. And the system I play now also fits me very well. But I think the mental aspect is really something that's really helped me a lot. I think also the struggles, anything we had in the past, you always kind of, it's not really like you question yourself, but you always kind of see like what's wrong, is there something I'm doing or whatever. What do you have great individual season, but don't really matter. And then last year, you finally have you have a great year, and the team wins, and everything kind of gets together, and so your confidence takes a huge boost as well. And I think that's going to help me as well going into this year. Just knowing that I finally got to where I knew I could be, and getting the respect and everything. And obviously now with the contract signed, everything, I'm settled with that as well, and now just go out there and play free.
How much did the whole playoff experience of being in those games, facing that pressure, and even maybe struggling a little bit, how much did that kind of feed or improve what you wanted to work on this summer, or feed how your outlook is heading into the season?
Well, that was definitely a good learning experience for me. Obviously, I didn't play at the level that I wanted to or that I knew I could, but at the same time, I look at it as an experience that going forward, and I know how to adjust, how to prepare myself better for those situations. Obviously, Toronto, they did all they could to limit me, and Gasol as well, and I struggled. But it was part of it. It was my first experience being in a playoff series, being the main guy, and so it's going to be for me going forward. And I definitely looked at it a lot, watched it a lot, talked to Cliff about it, and going forward now I know what I need to do to adjust better.
Coach, there was a lot of talk about your free agency leading up to the summer. When everything came together with Orlando, was it for you? Orlando is where you wanted to be, and no real question about meeting with other teams?
No, Orlando was where I wanted to be. Everybody knew that. It was just a matter of making the contract work, and we were able to do that pretty quickly. And I was happy with everything, and I wanted to stay. Everybody knows. I've stayed here through all the tough times, so I definitely wasn't going to leave. When everything is good. But no, I mean, Orlando feels like home. And I've been here it's my 8th season now. My son was born here, and I've had great life outside of basketball, and the basketball things are turning around now. They're becoming good, and so I'm happy. I'm happy to be part of this community for going forward, and very excited. But I always wanted to stay here. They knew that. It was just a matter of making things work.
Cliff said the biggest way for this team to make a jump is offensively. That it kind of showed in the playoffs that offense was the part that held you guys back. Where can you make the biggest strides on the offensive end?
There's many ways we can do that. I think when we move the ball, when we play together, when we play at a good pace offensively, when we play for each other. We're a tough team to guard. We have many guys that can score the ball, It's just, it also depends on who you're playing, matchup-wise and everything in the playoffs. It's not always, I mean, we did struggle when we did miss a lot of shots too, but it also wasn't the easiest maybe matchups for all of us. So that was part of it as well. But our offense obviously, was kind of our weakness last year at times. We weren't always able to generate enough points. But I think that this year, we know what it will take for our offense to work and what will make us good on the offensive end. I think guys now have more experience. Again, working with Cliff for a year already, that's going to help us. I imagine our offense not going to be too different than it was last year. Talking to him, that's what we're talking about. So just the familiarity of things is going to help us. Playing with each other is going to help us. So there's many things that go into it, but we understand that end. We have to improve it if we want to become a good team consistently.
How do you see the team's dynamic improving from last year?
What do you mean by dynamic?
As in, how you work together, especially with a lot of different players coming in, but keeping the same coaches.
But I think we have Will Markale. He hasn't played much with us last year, so he's got count as one. Al-Farouk, some of the younger guys. But I think our core is intact, so we know each other very well, and we've been playing together for a couple of years now. So that's something that's going to help us a lot. There's going to be little tweaks, I'm sure, that we're going to do differently this year, but the familiarity of things, I think that's going to, the consistency of us playing together is going to help us a lot, and it's going to give us a head start, not having to start from scratch.
Do you think it's tougher to go from 25 to 42 wins or 42 to, say, 48?
I've never done it. I wouldn't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's a good question. I think I'd say fit 25 to 42, though. I think, once you know what works for you, once you know what made you good, what gave you success, and if you understand that you have to keep that up and just build on it and improve on it, I think that can make it that's easier than kind of having to start from the beginning and we just suck. What we have to do to even win. So I think that our maturity level is much higher, and our understanding of what works for us is higher, and it'll help us.
How much trash talk have you had to hear from a certain French guy, and do you feel like he's poised for a big season coming off how well he played in the World Cup?
He played great, and I was very happy for him. For him, the French national team is everything. And he put himself there as their best player and the leader of that team. He took on that role and he delivered. He played great, throughout the whole tournament. They won the bronze, although he wasn't very happy with it. I'll take the medal if he doesn't want it. He played great. I was very happy for him. Obviously last season wasn't easy for him at times, and I think that would give him a huge boost. And he was really motivated. He showed, so happy for him. I'm sure he'll have something to say, here and there, but he's not really done all that type of guy too much. He'll brag about it a little bit, but we played against each other, and it was in August. It was a friendly game. We were up the whole game. I wanted to win so bad. I could lose every game after that. I didn't care. I just wanted to win that game so I can talk trash, but they came back and beat us. It was, but it was fun. And the picture he posted that he scored on me, that wasn't true. Just so y'all know, it wasn't like that.
Last one more.
Coach, Evan had said that J.I. was the X factor of the team. You said it again last year, says it again this year. Who do you think is the X factor going forward in 2021?
X factor? I wouldn't say Jai's. He was kind of the X factor last year because nobody really knew what he could do for us because he didn't play the year before. But I think now people know how good Jai is and what he brings for us. So I think he's more than the kind of X factor for us now. His defensive ability is great. His shooting is much better now. Offensively, he has much more confidence. So Jai is kind of an established player for us now. X factor, I don't know. I think anybody can help us really this year. We have a lot of guys that are hungry that want to show what we can do. I think we have a deeper team now as well, and that's going to help us. I think Al-Farouk's a great addition for us. A guy with a lot of experience, good teammate to have. I heard nothing but positive things about him. Played him as well when we were in China in a friendly game. So I think he can help us a lot. Markale, when he gets back to being comfortable there, he can help us a whole lot as well. So a lot of guys I think can help us for sure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Hey, thanks.
You got it.
Good to see you. Don't trip on us, please.
AG.
Yeah, get out of here, man. I'm in here, baby. I'm in here. Some interviews at the same time. I'm in here, baby. I'm in here.
AJ, how much did last season's success drive you through the summer to want more? And how much have you guys as a team talked about wanting more, expecting more this season?
A lot, man. A lot just to get the taste of the playoffs. It's a great feeling. You know, we were able to really put together a great stretch down after the All-Star break, and you know, we knew if we with a couple of additions to the team and keeping essentially the same team, we have a good shot to do whatever we feel like. You know, we can achieve what we want to achieve as long as everybody's on the same page.
You guys were 22-9 over the last 31. Can you be that over the full 82? What's it going to take to be that 22-9 team this season?
22-9 is pretty good. It's pretty good. You know, we'll see. We're going to play in a manner that gives us an opportunity to win every night, and we're going to prepare. I know the coaches are going to have a game plan for us, so we're going to all buy in and play hard, play smart, and you know, let the results happen as they may. But we're going to play a brand of basketball that's fun to play, tough, and yeah, we'll be ready.
How is your game different now than it was a year ago at this time?
Yeah, so it's been to me, it's been a long time coming. You know, I feel like a lot of people were waiting for my offense to catch up with my defense. You know, it took a couple of years, and I believe I'm there. You know, so I've from inside out, you know, I've filled my game up offensively, and I know that's going to help us. Whether it be distributing the ball, scoring the ball, you know, whatever we need, I'll be there.
In terms of expanding your game, you talked about spending more time in the post this season offensively. Is that something you've continued to develop this summer?
Definitely. Just using mismatches to my advantage. You know, whoever's guarding me, figure out their weakness defensively, and then exploit that. And having the confidence in myself to do that, having my teammates have the confidence to do it, and having the coaches have the confidence in me as well to do that. So just exploiting the defense whenever I can.
And you put up career high numbers in assists last year. Sometimes the team struggled to create offense. Is that something you feel like you can do even more, is be a creator for others?
Yeah, for sure. Just making the right play every time.
Aaron, you had to go through a lot of coaching changes early in your career. How much does it help? You got the same guys back, the same coaching staff back, the continuity. How much can that help you guys early in the season?
It is big. It's big. You know, they say it takes you 2 years to really know somebody. You know, so we're a year in, so it's a year more that we know Cliff, we understand him. Like John was talking about, is really going to help us out. Just that chemistry alone can take a team very far away.
You matched up against Chief a lot, or at least as many times as you've played Portland, twice a year. What does he bring to the equation?
Yeah, I've been watching Chief play basketball for a long time. So he's talented, man. He has a good passing ability, he has a good feel for the game. So he's just a smart basketball player. He's somebody that you want on your team.
DJ was talking about the change in the East and how it feels a little bit more wide open. Do you kind of look at it the same way and feel like you guys could be up towards the top?
Yeah, of course. But, you know, the biggest focus is the Orlando Magic for us. All we're worried about is what we put out there every single night, our brand of basketball. So line them up, we're going to knock them down.
What was
You said if the playoffs taught you anything, it's that the offense has to be better. That you guys proved you could limit your own defensively. It's offensively you got to find a way to be more efficient and get more points. What do you think you guys can make the biggest strides on offense?
I mean, I think finding the nuances in the offense is going to help us out a lot. Last year we were learning a new offense from a new coach. This year it's essentially the same offense, the same principles, but now we're going to be able to manipulate the offense and be able to find spots that we hadn't found previously. So we're going to be able to find openings, cuts, backdoors, open shots, and I believe that'll give our offense a big boost.
Aaron, how did last year's playoff experience help you individually as a player?
Oh man, it just it made us realize that we're capable of playing on any level.
Was that playoff experience?
Intended to guard a lot of the best forwards in the league. Not a lot of people talk about your defensive play. Is your goal this year to make an all-defensive team?
Yeah, I mean, we've been guarding. I've been fortunate enough to have the coaching staff put the confidence in me to guard some of the best players in the league and some of the best players in the world. But we are losing. It gets overlooked when you're losing. So hopefully, and the plan is to get more wins and start getting more attention.
Would you challenge Vince Carter to a dunk-off?
I mean, yeah.
This is big. This is breaking news right here.
Yeah.
Vince Carter.
I would. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily go out and challenge him because he would be like, "Why?" You know what I mean? But if it came down to a dunk on versus me and VC, that would be awesome. That'd be dope.
Breaking news right here, guys. Print that.
Aaron Gordon, talk about your time at Junior NBA.
Newspapers.
Talk about your time at Junior NBA Global, how that can affect you, your maturity, and how you can bring that kind of thing into a locker room.
What was that?
Junior NBA Global, spending time talking with kids, developing your maturity, your as not just a player person. How can that affect you in a locker room and on the court?
We have a bunch of leaders in this locker room. We have a bunch of leaders in this organization. That was just one of the obligations that I enjoy doing is talking to the kids, but we have plenty of people that are mature and wise and that will lead, so I'm just going to be another one of the leaders on this team.
Aaron, you've worked out with J.I. this summer. What have you seen? Where has he made the strides? And he's been able to put on some more muscle and more weight.
He got stronger. I think he got taller too. He might have grown.
Yeah.
It's unreal, bro. He's 7 feet tall. So J.I. is just going to keep getting better and better. He's going to be a talent, a force in this league for a long time. And I'm excited to play with him. It's great having a guy like that out there on the floor. Just the length, the intangibles are there. And he's going to figure it out. Once he puts it together, it's scary for the rest of the league.
Farouk was saying he thinks you guys can be dominant defensively. I mean, maybe he could play, you could play J.I. together. You put the three of you together on the floor. How good can you guys be defensively?
Man, very scary defensively, especially with Wes too. Wes's numbers defensively are off the charts too, man. He's a beast defensively. So we have a lot of different lineups that you can play that are going to be tenacious defensively. We got to make sure it balances out on the offensive end as well. But that's up to the coaching staff, But we have defenders from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm. When you talk about all those players, Wes, you, J.I.,
Markel too,
Mo, all these guys who are really good defenders. Does that kind of depth give the team comfort? What does that kind of depth add to the team?
Oh yeah. Defense is obviously, it says defense wins championships. That's true for the most part, but great players win championships as well. But defense is something that you can rely on every single night. Some nights the shots don't fall. You know how that goes. Defense, if the energy's not there, you better get it there, or you're gonna lose. You know what I mean? So the defense is something you can rely on every single night. So that's what we're gonna hang our hats on.
What would you define for this team as a successful season?
Success is all relative. You know what I mean? We haven't gotten together and discussed the team goal yet. So I'll let you know, Josh, when we get together and discuss the team goal.
Thank you.
Aaron,
Appreciate it.
Every time somebody dropped out of USA Basketball, I think a lot of us expected to hear your name as the next day coming in. Is that something you hope to be a part of in the future as it goes?
Of course.
would love to be in Tokyo. No, man, it goes without saying. I would love to play in Tokyo. But there's a lot that goes into it, man. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of great players in this world, in the U.S., you know, that also deserve an opportunity to play on that team. So my biggest concern is with the Orlando Magic, making sure that we win and everybody eats in this organization, period.
Did they approach you about playing, about joining their training camp this summer to play in China?
No.
What have you seen from Markel in these voluntary workouts and the 3-on-3?
He's a natural talent. He's very athletic, moves gracefully on the court, and has a great pace to him, and plays with a great pace. And that's you don't see that often. So from a young player, so that's really nice to see. He's going to fit in very well. Good player, man. People are sleeping on him.
Can he be the X factor that everybody pretty much knows the team, everybody's back? He's the guy that nobody really knows what he can be. Can he be that X factor?
Well, it's hard, man. As a young point guard in this league, point guard is a very difficult position in this league. But alongside DJ and Michael Carter, I think they're going to bring him along, and he's going to be a great contribution to this team. And I think he's going to have some games this year where people are like, wow, this kid is special.
Good deal, man. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Slide up.
I'll let some of the other guys here. Yeah, that's tough. Should have at least been in the camp.
Even with
yeah.
Honestly, would he have fit in with that unit though?
Yeah, would have fine. They could have used him. How small they were?
You know, the second Kuzma went down, they should have won that.
Those real heights on JI now, right?
Yeah.
What do we say? 6'10"?
6'10".
Yeah. AJI.
I'm in the Lions Den.
President here. Yeah, how much did getting a taste of the playoffs and that success the way you guys ended last year, how much did that drive you guys throughout the summer?
So much. I think for us as just the entire team, I'm sure every single one of these guys were thinking about, what last year is going to aid to this year. So just being hungry, like you said, about getting back to that place and doing better than you did when you got there.
You guys were 22-9 down the stretch. Can you be that team for a full season? What's it going to take to be that team a full season?
That's the goal, and I think to be that team for a full season is to recognize what got us there, that made that happen, and recognize what didn't make that happen, and be able to attack those points and to compound them on top of each other, and ride the wave.
Whoops.
That is not good.
Ooh, I'm telling you, who did it?
So,
go for it.
Meanwhile,
should I hold it?
How is your game? How are you and your game different than you were at this time last year?
Me and my game, I think, starting with my body, the way that we've been able to focus on it and attack just trying to add muscle and add mass has been great. I think I'm a more consistent shooter than I was last year, and just maybe being able to pick spots on the floor and just feeling more and more comfortable with my game, with my teammates, with my coach.
One of the players was talking about you now, like when there's a closeout, putting the ball on the floor and finishing at the rim, or 2 dribbles and popping a shot. They've seen things like that from you. Is that where you've made a stride, more aggressive offensively?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think more and more, like I said, just being comfortable with these guys, comfortable with the coaching staff. As that continues to progress, I'm going to continue to get better and better.
What was the experience like playing for the U.S. Select team this summer, and how much do you think that could help you moving forward?
It was fantastic. I think I learned a lot about USA basketball and how they conduct themselves and how serious they are about the brand of USA basketball and what pride they hold in that. I think that was great. And then just being able to play with guys that I'm going to play against this year, guys that are great young guys in this league, and being able to have that competition, but also that camaraderie.
Yeah, last year, this time of year, everybody was calling you the X Factor, and then to come through the way you did, how good did that feel? And then how much do you realize you've got to make another step now?
Yeah, I mean, last year was so fun, y'all. Having guys, say that, and being able to have a good season and feel like I impacted this team in a positive way was great. And knowing that I did it, I can do it again. And I continue to, as I continue to get better, my mindset is on helping this team and being a positive impactor on both sides of the floor.
Jonathan, Aaron said he feels like you grew even more. Is he right on that from down here?
Everybody's saying I got taller. I'm going to deny it till the cows come home. I'm just playing with y'all. I think we've created this thing where the fans are like, Jonathan won't say how tall he is. So I'm embracing it, and I'm not going to say it. But the league is trying to mess everything up and mandate that they tell everybody how tall we are. So I'm sure you guys will find out sooner or later.
What do you weigh?
Having better hair than last year. How did that happen?
Huh?
How are you having better hair than last year? How did that
God
happen?
is good. God is good. No, I don't know. Shout out to whatever products I use. What did you ask?
Do you not want to be a 7-footer? For years,
No,
Kevin Durant said
it's not even that. It was, I forgot what I said last year, but it was like I was saying that when somebody asks me, like when I'm in the gas station or something, when I say 7 feet, they go crazy. But if you say 6'10", they're like, they don't really understand that it's right there, so they don't go as crazy. And everybody took that as like, J.I. doesn't want to be 7 foot. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna run with it. So now nobody gets.
Neither did Garnett, so
so
a good company.
What's your weight?
Yeah, so I'm about 230 right now. I ended the season last year at 209. The biggest thing is about keeping it on. So I made strides last season in gaining weight, and just through the course of the season, it went away. So just being able to maintain it has been the biggest thing. But I'm really, really happy about my body and the way that I've been able to go.
How do you do that? How do you go about keeping it up? What are you going to
continue to keep the calories up. I think this summer I've eaten more food than I have my entire life, and just got to continue to find ways and dynamic ways to keep it on with all the travel.
We could help you with the sports writer's diet. We could teach you. It requires a lot of sedentary typing and a lot of binge eating.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Cliff was
A
talking
very
about.
key part of this young core last season. What are 2 parts of your game that you really focused on this summer to improve upon?
I think the consistency when it comes to shooting, continuing to be able to make shots, and being my mindset is kind of being a defensive anchor and being able to sniff things out, be able to talk things to guys, and be a real piece of the defense.
How has Markel looked?
Markel has looked amazing. I know everybody is so stuck on the shooting piece, but when I play picking with him, I'm forgetting like how good this dude was when it comes to just his all-around game, his ability as a big guard to get into the lane and make great plays, make great decisions. The shooting piece is going to continue to come together. He's been doing a fantastic job, working so hard, so diligently. But yeah, I'm just reminded of, man, this is the Markel that was so polarizing, when he first came out.
You guys, over the last 34 games, you were #1 in the league in defense. How dominant can you be defensively? You're adding a guy like Al Farouk, another good defender. How dominant can you guys be defensively?
That's a tough question. I don't know. I think if it's our focus the way that we were focused that second half of the season, I think we started to figure out what works when it comes to defense, and coach has had it in his mind what works the entire year. We just started to catch on to it a little late, but as we have and as we continue to, I think we can only get better.
How much confidence did getting through the whole season? Really felt like last year was sort of your rookie year. How much confidence did that give you in the summer to be on a playoff team?
Yeah, a great deal. Having the first season that I had, being hurt, and being able to have a great year where I was consistently on the floor, consistently contributing was a great boost to my confidence, my teammates' confidence in me, my confidence in just being out there. It was fun. It was fun, and I'm looking forward to it.
Where have you seen strides as far as shooting the ball? Are you trying to hit a certain number a day, or is it just feel like a more confident stroke now?
Yeah, I would say just feels like a more confident stroke, and not necessarily shooting a certain amount or making a certain amount, just being in here and getting them up with PD and Bruce and these guys. So yeah.
Jay, a lot of guys are saying that having Coach Cliff around brings more continuity. You spent a little more extra time with him being with Team USA. Spend that extra time. What did he tell you that he's looking forward to you doing more this year?
Coach Cliff he's an easy man to please, and it's just about attacking what he's teaching us and trying to pick it up. And if I can continue to do that, pick up the things that he's putting down and implement it into my game and be able to speak the same language and just do what we do, then I'm gonna have a great year.
Do you have a sense of how valuable that continuity is going to be, both with the team and the coaching staff and the team with each other as you guys have gotten ready?
Yeah, I would say through the summer, seeing the same guys, every day getting into work, and then now going into training camp, I feel familiar. I feel like I know what I'm getting into. I know what level I need to be at, and I'm sure it's the same for these guys.
J.I., the expectations. I mean, people are really excited about this year's team. Talk about going forward. The nucleus is here. You got a few pieces. Coach is back. You guys are ready to roll.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're gonna be about is trying to stay, out of the noise and the no noise. So just trying to keep our heads down and focused on each other. I think when we can do that, it's gonna turn out really, really great. We don't want to get into the predictions and the possibilities and what everybody's saying. It's about us. Can we focus? Can we put it together? Can we grow upon what we did last year?
During the season, it's breakneck, and you don't have time to think big picture. But with yourself individually, do you think about your future as a player? Do you think, am I going to be a 10-time All-Star? Am I going to be just a good player? Am I going to be a defensive guy? When you think about how good you can be, what are your dreams for yourself?
Man, it's in my mind to be the best. It's in my mind to be great. It's in my mind to be great on both ends of the floor. A contributor every single night in and night out for my team. I want to wreak havoc on the defensive end and on the offensive end. I want to do that at a consistent level every single night. And that's what I want to work towards. I want to work towards being the best and being great. And that's going to take every single day. And that's going to take every single day with these guys, with this coaching staff. But I don't want that more than I want to win. And I think it's important to balance that and be a team guy, be a guy that cares about the man that's next to me. And I think that as I continue to hold those two, stand as close to me,
You've always been a guy that talks team first, winning first, but do you feel like there's like a correlation between your improvement and the team's ability to take another step, take a big step?
Yeah, I think that's what every guy on the team. As we get better individually, we can only get better. Collectively. So as I continue to make strides in the right direction, our team is going to make strides in the right direction. Markel, Mo, West, AG, all these guys, if we continue to grow individually, we will be better. And I think that's exactly what happened this summer.
Jay, how important would it be for you to make an all-defensive team this year?
Oh man, how important? I think just how amazing it would be. I don't go into things kind of saying this is what I'm gonna do, and man, I just want to hoop, and I know that my focus is that I am a great defensive player, and I will be a great defensive player. And as I continue to keep that mindset about just wanting to do it consistently, day in and day out, those accolades, all those things are gonna come, but I do want it.
What's Farouk like?
Good. Thank you, man.
Farouk is dope.
Trish runs this thing around.
Hey.
guy who's come through here has talked about how well you've played this summer, how much they're impressed by you. How good is that to hear that you have their confidence behind you?
Oh man, that's huge. But I give a big thanks to them for being able to come in here in the off season, just being here with me and be able to work out with them guys to be able to see where I'm at going against competition. But it just shows you this team and how much we care about each other, how much we believe in each other. Just makes me want to play even harder.
Markel, talk about helping this ball club. You come in the #1 pick 2017, and you want to help this team get to the next level.
Yeah, 100%. The only thing I'm really worried about is, like you said, helping this team. Just going out there and giving it my all on the defensive end, on the offensive end. Just doing what I need to do to help us win. If that's diving on the floor, if that's playing defense, if that's being on the bench, clapping enough for my team and keeping them encouraged, I'm going to do whatever it takes. So.
When did you feel confident you could?
Fans want to know.
Oh yeah, I feel really good. Like I said, I'm well for a training camp, and I'm just taking it day by day. I don't really look too far ahead. I'm looking forward for the season, but like I said, I'll take it each day. Right now, I'm focused on media day, so I'm feeling good.
How much do you look forward to tomorrow?
Man, I'm excited. It's the first step towards the season. Just being able to go out there and just get a good sweat in, compete, learn some more plays, learn the defensive schemes, and get ready for the season. So.
When was the last time you considered yourself fully healthy?
It's been
going into the first time.
It's been a while. I really haven't been like this since I've been drafted really. So I've overcome a lot. I've worked really hard. And I'm excited. So.
Do you see yourself as you can kind of be an X factor that can help this team take another step?
I definitely think so, but I also think it's going to take a team effort. It's not just going to be one little thing like myself or addition to the team. I think it's going to be everybody from last year coming back, everybody who's been added on, just working as hard as we can during this training camp, listening to coach, and just executing.
Markel, are you expecting to play in the preseason opener against the Spurs?
Yeah, that's my goal. Like I said, I'm just taking it day by day right now. I'm just looking forward to training camp and just competing in there.
How much did being around the team during that playoff run help kind of integrate you into the group as you started working out with them?
I think a lot. One, just always being in that playoffs atmosphere. Everybody wants to be there, be able to learn, see the physicality. It definitely helped me a lot. Just learning my teammates' game, learning how we're going to fight in tough times, and just being able to be there for them while I'm on the bench, just boosting them up, keeping their head up, and just telling them stuff I've seen on the court that maybe they want to see. So.
Having a couple of veterans at the point guard spot, how much does that help you take the pressure off that you're not, not all the weight's on your shoulders? You got DJ and Michael Carter-Williams.
Yeah, I think it helps a lot. Those are two great point guards along with the rest of the team. We got great bigs, veteran bigs. But as far as pressure, I really never feel pressure when I'm on the court. I just go out there, have fun, and play my games.
How much are you looking forward to just playing basketball again?
Man,
all the other stuff.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think a lot of people are caught up into all the how is this shot going to be, how is this whatever. But the biggest thing for me is just I'm able to go out there and compete and have fun playing the game. And that's all I'm worried about. If I go out there and do that, everything else will take care of itself.
How hard was it not playing for a couple of years?
It's the toughest thing, just like anything you love. I think anything, if you ask anybody what's the thing they love the most and ask them how does it feel to be taken away from you, it's tough. I just wanted to go out there. If I had no arms, I would still want to play basketball. I mean, it's just something about having something that you love being taken away from me that's different. So now that I got it back, I don't take anything for granted, and I'm glad to be out there.
Besides your shooting game, what other value do you bring to the Orlando Magic?
I think I bring defensive presence, rebounding, almost everything. I try to bring a little bit of everything. I'm going to be that guy that's going to dive on the floor for a loose ball. I'm going to be that guy that's going to talk on defense. I'm going to be that guy that's going to help a teammate up when he falls. So I just want to be here for my team in this organization.
Cliff said he's recruited DC through the years. I know he's told you this. He says you're a DC point guard. What does he mean by that?
I think the DMV area DC point guard just have a different grit. You grow up playing outside. You growing up, you have to earn everything you get, and that's one thing I had to do all my life is just work for everything that I got. So.
Michael Carter-Williams began his career in Philly, top lottery pick.
Yeah.
Do you and he talk about what the expectations were like for both of you there?
Not really. We don't really talk too much about the past. We do talk about Philly, just how great the city was. We give our thanks for them and everything they've done for us and the opportunity, to be in the league. We wouldn't be here without them. But like I said, we try to stay in the now and just live every day worrying about that because you never know when it might slip away from you. So.
How is the atmosphere here in Orlando?
It's great. It's one of the best atmospheres I've ever been in. I really feel like I'm at home. Every time I come in here, I love coming in here to work just because I feel like it's really family here. You know, everybody just has fun. We work hard, and that's the best thing about it.
You've been around.
Extended you and Mo and J.I. on the same day. Do you think about that trio? How, you guys are all young. How you all grow together?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, this team is really young. We got a lot of young pieces, but I think about it every day. I mean, I played with both of those guys in USA and a little bit when I was in high school and college, so I kind of knew them for a little bit, but it just shows the potential that we have to go upward. So.
You were around this team for the playoff run. You've been around this team all offseason. Is there a sense that of what this team wants to accomplish or what this team can
100%. I think we all got a lot of hunger and fire built up under us. I think we're kind of looking at it like we're underdogs and we just want to work as hard as we can. And I think, like I said plenty of times, if we just work as hard as we can and take it day by day, I think we'll be perfectly fine. So.
What was your experience like working out at the Mamba?
It was a dope experience. You know, you see a lot of pros come through there. I got a chance to meet Kobe, but their facility is great. They have almost everything you need as far as recovery, courts, sand, everything. So it was a dope experience.
Markel, you mentioned your defense earlier. Yourself and Wes and J.I., Mo. How good can this team be defensively now that it's chief everybody?
Man, it could be unbelievable. I think our length is a big thing. I think all of us have long wingspans. We're all young and we all work hard. I think defense is mostly about effort. So I think the biggest thing for us is just following our defensive schemes and playing as hard as we can, and I think we'll be just fine.
The team extending your contract when they did, does that give you feel like they have a lot of confidence in you and take that off your mind going into camp and the start of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really on my mind, but I think it just shows you the trust that they have in me and the relationship that we have to see the work that I put in during the summer and see the improvements that I've made and everything like that. It just shows you, I think, the ability that I have and also the trust that they have in me and I have in them. So.
How big of an effect on your game is pick and roll?
Pick and roll is one of my favorite things. I think it's an advantage for me. It's one of the things that I'm really good at, just playing the pick and roll, reading the defender, and I'm pretty efficient at it, so I think it's one of the things that I'm pretty good at.
You aren't in a system with a lot of pick and rolls.
Exactly.
Being in a system with more pick and rolls, will that be advantageous for you?
I think it'll be great. I think it'll be something that can help myself along with the team, and I'm looking forward to it.
You said you talked to Coach Cliff almost every day this summer. What sort of things did he say to you?
Just about working hard. You know, we crack jokes sometimes not even about basketball. And that's one of the things I love about Coach Cliff is that he cares about me as a person and the team as a person. But we just talk about things I can do to get better, you know, getting in shape, you know, stuff on the court, off the court. Like I said, we just have a lot of conversation about everything. So.
You mentioned the other day down to 7% body fat. Do you feel quicker?
Man, I feel great right now. I think a lot of people can see I look good, but I'm still not done yet. I want to get in the best shape I can possibly get, and it's a big thanks to the training staff they got over there and the work I put in. So I'm just going to keep working.
Do you have your size affect you as a point guard? I mean, being a 6'4" guy, kind of.
Yeah, I think it helps me. I think I'm a big guard. Being able to see over the defense, being able to switch and guard multiple positions, being able to go down in the post. I think it's something that we plan to utilize this year and just something that I love being able to do.
With your platform, how important is it to give back to the community for you?
I think it's probably one of the biggest things for me is giving back to the community because it's more than about basketball for me. I think there's a lot of kids out there that have been in the same shoes that I've been in that didn't have anything and had to work for everything they got. So I just want them to know that, you know, all you have to do is set a goal for yourself, work as hard as you can, and don't let anybody switch that up or change it. And for them to see somebody like me believing in them and being able to, you know, interact with them, I think it helps them a lot more than it helps me, and that's all it's about. It's not really about me getting any shine for it or anything like that. I really do it because I genuinely care. So.
You touched on J.I. earlier. What's the ceiling for him? How good can he be?
Man, he can be, I think, as good as he wanted to be because he's a guy that works hard. He's a guy that does stuff the right way, and he's a good person. So I think as far as basketball, he can go as far as he wants to go. But Off the court, he's a good person, so I think that'll carry him way further than anything else. So.
Outside of just staying healthy, what goals do you have set for yourself this year?
My goals are only just to go out there, have fun, and help this team win. I think if I do that, I think everything else will take care of itself. I don't really have any like personal goals. I just want to go out there and just appreciate, playing the game of basketball. So.
Okay, you talked about during your rehab that you never doubted you'd get back.
Yeah.
Where did you get that confidence? What made you so confident?
That's just what I grew up with. A lot of people don't know that me coming up, I talk about it a lot, but I wasn't one of the top players in the nation. I wasn't a kid that played varsity all 4 years. I had to work for everything I got. And it's a big thing that my mom lives by is just never quitting. No matter if it goes your way or not, you never give up. So that's just how I was raised.
Are you guys good?
Good deal, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go sit down a second. Let me get through here one second.
Yeah.
Go sit down. Go sit down.
Sam, you gonna be here? Is there any more batteries? No, because this one's about to die.
Every time I feel like I'm moving back a little bit, it's like,
Someone gets right in your back. And then somebody got right behind you and pushed you right back up. And I was like, I know it's nothing to do with him.
Hey, Cam. Nice to see you.
My next sir.
I don't know. We'll be happy to have you.
Am I right here? Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Well, Cam, what do you think this team can accomplish this year?
I think we can accomplish way better than we did last year. Hopefully, first round win. I don't really have high expectations like that. I just, I'm a day-by-day type person. I know this team, if we do everything day by day, it will be perfect.
Kim, some of the guys have talked about you got to want more, expect more. How much, is this team looking forward to maybe trying to take that next step?
Oh, we're definitely, we have to continue. That's for sure. And, a lot of chemistry. I think that's very important for this new NBA is the chemistry. So we have a lot.
Having the continuity, how much is that going to help? Can that help you guys get off to a fast start? Maybe having all the coaches back, all the same players.
It can help us a lot. Like I said, chemistry is very important. Past 2 years, we didn't have a lot of chemistry like that, but now we have the same coaching staff, basically the same team as last year. That can help us with this first part of the schedule.
KB, this is a playoff team. Just talk about building on that and coming back.
We have the same type of players, same coaching staff. We don't got selfish guys on the team. probably the most unselfish all-star on our team. And, we got a lot of guys who love each other and want to play and want to win.
We haven't had a chance to really speak with you since you re-signed. What was free agency like for you?
It was a lot. It was kind of stressful, but just having that security is perfect, and I'm just happy to be back.
So you're happy with how it worked out?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Kim, how satisfied are you? I mean, you proved last year that you're not just an NBA player; you can be a good NBA player. How proud are you of what you accomplished last year?
I'm very proud. I worked hard for it. I start with a chip on my shoulder a little bit. I just don't want to be coming off the bench. Obviously, I want to have higher expectations, but I want to help the team win. It's not just about me. I'm just happy that I'm back and I can contribute for this team.
The last 34 games, I think you guys were first in the NBA. How dominant can you be defensively? You, J.I., and Aaron, and Farouk, and guys like that?
Oh, we can definitely be dominant. Like you said, down the stretch, we showed our potential. And I think right now we have way more chemistry than we did last year, this year, so that helps a lot.
What did that Toronto series teach you guys? Cliff's talked about the offense has to be better. I mean, they kind of shut you guys down offensively. How can you be better offensively?
It comes with a lot of experience and confidence. We didn't really have a lot of experience last year. They had a lot of experience. They kind of wanted it more a little bit, but also they knew what was expected. We kind of didn't, and now we do.
Kim, what was your World Cup experience like, and how do you think that will help you this season?
It was great. I got to kind of develop a little bit. At the same time, represent my country. My whole goal was to make the Olympics. We didn't do that, but at the same time, I gained a little bit of confidence from that. And hopefully, that rises into the NBA games. It's kind of a different game over there. So.
How are you? Are you any different a player now compared to 1 year ago at this time?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm more confident now. We have a great coaching staff. Me and Coach Cliff talked, and what I love about him is that he's very straightforward, and I know what to expect coming in. But at the same time, Team Canada really helped me with my game this summer.
Are you more of an offensive-minded guy now, Kim? I mean,
not really. In the beginning, when I was doing the exhibition games, I was kind of testing out a little bit of stuff. But once we got to the real games, I was doing my bread and butter. And I kind of did a little bit more, obviously shoot more threes, which I still haven't perfected yet. Mm-hmm. But, me and Coach Cliff talked about it, and he said, he wants me to expand my game a little bit, but at the same time, he wants me to do what I do best, and that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I did at the World Cup. Mm-hmm.
Maybe to share those playoff games from Orlando in Canada, what was that like for you and your family?
Oh, it was great. It was a little bit embarrassing because a lot of guys were talking trash for my family. They're saying they were going to beat us before the whole series started. But at the same time, it was good to play in front of my family and friends, and it was a great experience.
I thought all Canadians were extraordinarily polite and kind.
Me too. Me too. Until we went to Toronto, I hated my country, especially Game 5. I hated that. It was just all the smack. I was like, oh man, it was bad. It was embarrassing. I was really kind of mad. I was like, man, I thought we were nice people over here. And next thing you know, Game 5, down 3-1. I'm just like, wow. But it is what it is.
All changed when you switched to the red and white jersey in the summer, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I just want to represent my country. Guys don't understand. That's a once in a lifetime kind of thing. Olympics. So that's the reason why I did it.
What should we expect from your experience from the FIBA World Tournament to this season?
Don't be surprised if I do something that you've never seen before. Just because I'm more confident right now. That's it. I just feel a little bit more confident. Probably dribble a little bit more. Probably shoot a three. You never know. I'm always gonna just do what I do best, but at the same time, I'm gonna add a little bit pieces to my game. Just because the whole point of being a basketball player is to try to be the best player you can be. So.
You are still gonna dunk, though, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I was doing that in the World Cup. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice to see you too.
Gene.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Terrence.
How you been?
Great to see you.
How are you, man?
What's up, guys?
Good.
What's up, Terrence?
How much did